This video illustrates how you can get control of a remote PC to solve a simple issue. So we are chatting on Skype with Mike, and it turns out that all Mike's internets are gone. Well, that's a bit weird because we're chatting on Skype, and that means that Mike's actually online. Naturally, the first step would be to reproduce the problem. Here the simplest way would be, of course, to take a remote sneak peek at Mike's desktop. So we establish a remote connection to Mike's computer using the SkyFex remote desktop service. I copy the connection link and click connect. Then I send the link to Mike. Mike's using Internet Explorer, so he is prompted to install an ActiveX control. So I ask Mike to allow the installation, which he does. Here we see that the remote session is established. You will notice that Mike's desktop background is black. That's because the background is removed to reduce the traffic load. I don't have control of Mike's computer, so I ask him to reproduce the problem. We see that Mike's starting page in Internet Explorer is google.com. And according to Mike, when Google does not open, that means that there is no internet connection. Obviously, we'll need to do some digging to identify the problem and to solve it. To start investigating, we'll need to take control over Mike's computer for a while. So I request remote control and I ask Mike to allow it. Now I use my mouse to open the system menu, and then I type cmd to invoke the command prompt. In the command prompt, I type ping google.com, and a very interesting thing I see here. Google.com resolves to localhost. Well, that's a bit funny, of course, but we'll need to deal with this. Quite naturally, the next step would be to check the host file for invalid entries. And that's what we do. Obviously, someone has been messing with this file. This string should not be here. So we're reverted back to normal using the keyboard remotely. Finally, I save the file and check if Internet Explorer is showing its starting page properly. Yep. You see that I'm seeing Mike's chat window and mine too. My chat window is on the left. There is no need to keep the remote session alive, so I finally close it. The support case is not closed, though. The least thing I can do is warn Mike about a possible virus infiltration. Funny though, his computer was not infiltrated by a virus. Apparently, that was his kid. So we'll leave Mike to sort out his domain's privileges and authorities with his kid. In this video, we have learned how we can use SkyFex Remote Desktop to control the remote computer using the keyboard and mouse. Last but not least, we have learned that we should be locking our computers when we go away. Note that SkyFex Remote Desktop is free to use. However, the free version has limitations on the remote session time and on SkyFex functionality. These limitations are removed in the SkyFex Pro version.